Did you know that infants are ready to learn sign language? 2-year-olds are ready to learn the basics of science, and 3-year-olds are ready to learn coding? Your child is ready to learn, and at Primrose Schools, teachers make the most of this time by creating a joyful, purposeful learning experience unlike any other.
For instance, have you heard of the Primrose Friends? In every Primrose school classroom, teachers use these 12 lovable puppets to make character development joyful, meaningful, and memorable. From exploring generosity with Benjamin the Bear to practicing honesty with Peanut the Pony, every friend plays a special part in helping children learn important values while having plenty of fun along the way. We could all use some friends like that. You can learn more at primroseschools.com. Now enrolling infants through children age 5. That's primroseschools.com for more information. Elizabeth, we are always talking about the small things that we can do that make a big impact, not just in our own lives, but for the planet as well. And that's why I'm such a big fan of our food recycler, Mill. Mill is the one easy thing that makes reducing food waste effortless. Mill is the cleanest, easiest way to prevent food waste at home. It makes keeping food out of the trash as easy as dropping it in. Toss in your scraps, forget about it. No smell, no mess, no effort. You can keep filling it and filling it for weeks. You might even skip a garbage day or two. Mill turns your food scraps into nutrient-rich grounds you can use in your garden or compost, or Mill can pick them up and get them to a local farm.
And an added bonus, wasting less food feels really good. All the guilt and stress I used to feel when cleaning out my fridge is gone. Mill makes it easy and even joyful to reduce food waste, taking a global problem and turning it into a simple daily step at home.
But you have to live with Mill to really get it. Good thing you can try it risk-free and get $75 off with code HAPPY. Visit mill.com/happy. That's mill.com/happy.
Lemonada.
I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is A Little Happier. I was thinking back to something that happened to me many years ago. It's an incident that actually happened to me, and it also has a teaching story embedded in it. I'd been invited to a literary gala in Toronto. We were all gathered in a hotel ballroom, and it was very formal, so everyone was in black tie. From the moment I arrived, I was having a lot of fun. But as I was standing around talking to people, I suddenly started to feel sick. I sat down at the nearest table. I started to feel increasingly nauseated and lightheaded, so I thought, well, lucky for me, I'm actually staying in this hotel, so I'll just go up to my room. I got up, started to cross the main ballroom to reach the elevator, and I fainted. Now I understand what happened to me. Under certain specific conditions, which I now know, I have a vasovagal response. My blood pressure suddenly drops, which leads to reduced blood flow to my brain. I start to feel increasingly sick, and if I don't take steps to get blood into my brain, I faint. Well, this event was the first time that I experienced the vasovagal response, so I didn't know what was wrong or what to do. I felt worse and worse in a way that I can now diagnose, but because I didn't know then how to take steps to address it, I just ended up fainting dead away right in the middle of that black tie party. As soon as I hit the carpet, well-meaning people gathered around me and tried to help. They kept trying to help me sit up and to pull me up onto my feet. They'd pull me up, but then I'd faint again. A friend was with me at the event, and from what she told me later, I guess it was pretty scary to watch. The problem was that my body was trying to push me down to help get that essential blood back into my brain. By pulling me up, people were interfering with that process. These kind people were trying to help me, but they were actually making my situation worse. Now I would know to say, let me lie down. I'll feel better soon. Also, now I would know to elevate my legs, too. I absolutely understand these people's impulse. I'm sure I would have done exactly the same thing. But in fact, it would have been better for someone to kneel beside me and say, what are you feeling? What do you need? What can I do? I think that this pattern happens with people in emotional pain. We want to help them get back on their feet. We keep trying to pull them up. But maybe what they really need is for someone to sit next to them, listen, and to say, take your time. I'm here for you. Let me know what you need. I'm Gretchen Rubin, and I hope this makes your week a little happier. From the Onward Project.
Hi, Gretchen, Craig Robinson, and my little sister Michelle here. We host a new podcast called IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson. We know you're the queen of giving advice, so we wanted to get a few tips from you.
You know, Gretchen, a lot of our listeners are going through some major life changes. What advice do you have for folks who are trying to stay grounded in the midst of major life transitions?
Craig and Michelle, I am so happy to be talking to you. Here are a few questions that might help us gain perspective. So consider questions like this. What activities take up my time but are not particularly useful or stimulating for me? Do I spend a lot of time on something that's important to someone else but is not very important to me? If I could magically change one habit in my life, what would I choose? And here's a question. Would I like to have more time in solitude, restorative solitude, or would I like to have more time with friends? You know, just thinking about questions like this can help us start to figure out how we might make our lives happier. With greater self-knowledge, we're better able to make hard decisions that reflect ourselves, our own nature, our own interests, our own values. In my own case, I have found that the more my life reflects my nature, the happier I get, and the more grounded I feel when I'm going through a period of major change or transition. For more great advice, search for IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson wherever you get podcasts. You can listen to Issa Rae on letting go of certain friendships, Kiki Palmer on why disappointment is actually the key to career success, Seth and Lauren Rogan on caring for aging parents, and so many more.